Hello and welcome back to Food Entertainment for my review of 2025's The Monkey with Theo James. This is adapted from a short story in the short story novel by Stephen King called Monkey Shines, I believe. Okay. We talk about the plot of the film, what the world think out of the film, what my opinion of the film is. Do a little trivia because on this one there actually is some trivia to talk about, which I would kind of like, and get the film a ranking. All right, the tap line, or is it punch? Well, in the back, the best Stephen King movie in decades. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I say it's close. Based on the Stephen King short story and produced by James Wan, the Conjuring and Saw film franchises, The Monkey is a new trip from Longlegs writer and director Osgood Perkins. When twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey, a series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 35 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the Arranged brothers to confront the cursed toy. Okay, Jermel's opinion, which is much like mine actually. This is not often where I actually agree with the world. I will add a little bit to it when I get to segment that I just don't tell you what the world thinks, but what I think. You'll see some parallels. The world, I think I would say that not enough people went to see The Monkey when it came out in theaters, I would say. But the ones that did, and I talked to a few of them, they quite literally describe this movie as a dark, humored, dark, humorless, bat-ass crazy gore fest of a horror film. And that's basically the way that most people describe this movie. Now, I will definitely say I agree with that. Is it a very gory movie? Yes. Is it a funny movie? Yes. Is it bat-ass crazy? Yes. But this is also what it is. It's a very, very well crafted, very sinister, almost like a classic gothic, but not vampire movie, but classic gothic type of horror film, in my opinion. I love the fact that this movie feels like it could have been made in any decade. I mean, that's something I really like. And I just like I like the idea that you actually had the same actor playing both the villain and the protagonist in this movie. I don't want to give too much away. Watch the movie. People that have watched the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Theo James. And when everybody keeps talking about how Sinners is going to get the Oscar buzz with is a horror film, and I can understand why people are saying that, but honestly, Theo James' performance in this movie should get a mere mention, because he plays dual characters, much like Michael B. Jordan does. But the difference between them is they're so different from each other that there's really no similarities at all. Even the kind of look of one of the twins is so different to the other one. And I just ate it up. He was brilliant in this movie. in is it a very good Stephen King adaptation? Yes, they actually got it really, really good to the short story in the Monkey Shines novel. They definitely did. And I also might add that on the front cover of Monkey Shines, you will actually see this monkey, because that's how popular that the short story is in that novel, and they captured the essence of the short story perfectly. So yes, it is one of the best Stephen King adaptations. But I wouldn't say it's one of the best Stephen King adaptations in decades, because there's been some pretty good Stephen King adaptations over the last decade, whether it be the It in It Chapter 2, or the new version of Salem's Lot on HBO Max that came out last year. Or the Boogeyman, which was very, very good. There's been some pretty good Stephen King adaptations. So I wouldn't say this is the best Stephen King adaptation in decades, because there's some pretty good ones. But it's definitely among one of the better adaptations, for sure. Now a little trivia. Obviously, James Wan. We know all about James Wan. He is the mastermind behind the Saw franchise, the Conjuring franchise, the Insidious franchise. He's also responsible for what I still to this day think is the best revenge movie of all time, which is 2007's Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon. And I believe, no, that wasn't him, was it? But this guy can stretch quite well. I was going to say Alec Film, so I was actually thinking about Star Trek Beyond, but that was different director. But I can definitely say that you have that, and that's wonderful. I can never say enough of good things about James Wan. But let's talk about Osgood Perkins. Sorry, Osgood Perkins. Osgood Perkins has actually is following in his father's footsteps with films like Longlegs, show his name back on somewhere in here. Okay. But yeah, director of Longlegs. He's following in his father's footsteps because his father happens to be Anthony Perkins. And I'll give you a little idea who Anthony Perkins is. Anthony Perkins, quite literally, in the 1960s, became the first modern horror icon. And Anthony Perkins is very popularly and very historically and forever will immortally be tied to playing the character of Norman Bates in 1960. Yeah, I think it was made 1960. But the original classic Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, as well as 1983's Psycho 2, 1986's Psycho 3, I think it was made in 1986. I'm wrong about that. And of course, 1992's Psycho 4, The Beginning. And I just love that. I love that, you know, Norman Bates' son is a horror director, and he's doing a brilliant job making horror films. And that right there puts a smile on my face. Legacy is awesome. Now let's go ahead and give the film a ranking, shall we? But first, before I get the film ranking, I do want to get one thing off my sleeve, and this right here goes to the executives over at Walmart. Walmart, do you know something about this? It's a 2K Blu-ray. I actually picked up a movie last weekend that you guys should have stocked on your shelves in my area, which I will not tell you where I live, because this is not just going on in my area. This is going on all over this country. I purchased a movie in 4K that I could not find that should have been stocked 2 months ago. That movie is called A Working Man with Jason Statham. I was able to get a 4K of that. Do you want to know what I saw when I went over to that Walmart? Seeing if they had anything I wanted to get, and coming across a movie that should have been stocked 2 bloody months ago on the shelf. I saw a 4K of this movie. So, may I suggest Walmart? Because you know what that means? That means I'm going to have to retire this copy of the movie, get the 4K copy of the movie, and see the movie the way I wanted to see it in the first place. I don't like that. From now on, I strongly suggest Walmart that on the release date of a movie, you stock the regular Blu-ray in the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. Please stop making me buy movies 2 times. You guys did that with Nosferatu. So many other films that I had to purchase twice. Stop doing that. Because I have to purchase this again now. I don't like that. Okay? It's frustrating. Now let's get this film a ranking. For very different reasons than Sinners. And my reasons are that this is just a very well entertaining and very well made, and it just has everything I want in a horror film of this magnitude. This is getting a very high, perfect 4-star ranking with me. I can't find anything wrong with this movie. So, The Monkey from 2025. Have you seen the movie? If you have, put some comments down below. And tell me us what you think, our thought of the film. And if you have not seen The Monkey, Foos says, check it out. And I did kind of already tease what movie I'm going to review next, didn't I? But it's not just that. I am going to be reviewing a few more films. I'm gonna be reviewing soon Nosferatu. I'm also going to be reviewing my Owl Theater review, which I already seen it. Now it's time to review it. I will try to keep it spoiler free, and that will be, of course, of James Gunn's Superman. And of course, I mentioned A Working Man with Jason Statham. And probably a few more. You know, I actually feel pretty good, finally getting back in front of this camera. So, hope you enjoyed these 2 reviews, and I will see you guys next time.